Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Cyrus, and in today's video I'm out in Leeds City Centre asking people, would you date a transgender person? Let's jump straight into it. What is your opinion on transgender people?
I have a younger sibling who recently has had notions of wanting to change sexes, and I think it is something that is deep within a person, and it's not like some societal choice for somebody to want to be who they want to be.
Would you date someone who's transgender?
Not me personally, because I'm in a happy relationship, but
That's
it's
nice.
not something that I would see to be bad.
Thank you. Hey guys,
Hello there.
what is your opinion on transgender people?
Incredible. They're incredible people. They're all valid. I personally am non-binary, and I consider myself under that transgender umbrella, and I think that everybody should live their authentic life and be who they want to be. And as soon as I came out to my family, my friends, I've just been like overfilled with joy and like
Aw.
so happy in life. So transgender people should feel safe and wanted and loved because they fucking are.
It's people.
Yes.
People. We're all
Yes.
people.
Very passionate about this.
I could tell that is beautiful, honestly. What's your opinion on the prejudice that we face?
I think it's just out of an unnecessary fear and misunderstanding and miseducation that people have. And it's like how people are like upset saying, I don't like how transgender people go in a certain bathroom. It's like, what are you scared of? Cis people pretending to be something else. Like, well, then you're scared of cis people, you're not scared of transgender
Yes,
people. That's what the problem is.
yeah, that is
the
so
problem
true.
Is not transgender people. And I just think that having that education and understanding is what is needed, because there shouldn't be any discrimination. People should. It's been going on for like the dawn of humanity. People have been transgender and different genders and everything.
Well, it's like gay people, sort of thing. Like when we were in sort of primary school, if someone was gay, it'd be like, oh, they're gay, oh, scary thing. Whereas now, kind of, if someone says they're gay, people kind of, obviously people do get discriminated against still, but nowadays if someone says they're gay, it's kind of a bit more like, oh, okay. Whereas if someone says they're trans, it's still a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's still a weird taboo, and it shouldn't be. And I'm really hoping that our generation and society is moving forward, that it can be more accepted.
Gender's fully a construct.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's why I like making these videos, try and get people talking about
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
It's just not real. Like, it's just a
It's all
imaginary
performative.
thing.
Gender is performative.
I think I know the answer to this. The next question: would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm pansexual.
I'm pansexual as well, so
That is awesome.
So I fall in love with the person, not any bits and bobs that they've got everywhere or whatever. And like, yeah, it's just who they are. Like, yeah, of course.
person.
Of course.
Thank you, guys. You've been beautiful, honestly. What is your opinion on transgender people?
Honestly, I think it's more of a mental health issue, to be honest with you, more than anything. I don't believe it's normal. In terms of wanting to transition from a man to a woman, I personally believe it's definitely a mental health issue. So that's my opinion on it.
So my next question was going to be, would you ever date someone who's transgender? I think I know the answer.
Well, obviously, no, I wouldn't, because obviously, I mean, I can see what the times are going with acceptance, which is fine. But like I said, I'm not saying I don't agree with it, but I certainly think, somebody wanting to change their gender, especially through mutilating through that, the sexual organs and what have you, that's definitely, in my opinion, a mental health issue. And the World Health Organization recognized it as a mental health issue until they declassified that only until last year. That's not to speak down upon them, you know what I mean, because mental health awareness is, it's a big thing. It's very important to tackle that. I have nothing against LGBT, people who are gay or transgender, but when they're trying to enforce their opinion that is right onto people who don't believe that or believe it's a mental health issue like myself, then that's where I think the line is. It's the same when they're trying to put it in schools and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I mean, children go there to learn maths, English, and science. They don't, let them figure that out when they come of age. You shouldn't make them aware of that. That these are the possibilities, and confuse them. In my opinion, it's confusing them. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Like I said, I don't mean bad upon anybody from saying that. I know some people will take offence to that answer, but that's my honest truth. That at the end of the day, I'm not going to pander to what society says. But that doesn't mean to say that I can't go out with that person and have a meal with them, chill out with them, be friends with them. And anybody who does that because of somebody's sexual orientation or because they're transgender, and they dismiss them for that reason alone, I don't agree with that either. So.
Thank you for being honest.
No problem.
And what is your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people face?
I don't know much about the prejudice about transgender, but if they do receive any discrimination or prejudice, then fuck the people who are saying that.
Okay. Would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Personally, no.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think they're a person like anyone else. I don't really think anything differently or like view them in a different way. I think obviously there's a lot of stigma behind them, but I think we just need to accept, literally not even accept it. I don't even know why I'm even saying this. Obviously, I love every person for who they are, and I think everyone should open their hearts to people.
That is such a lovely answer. Would you ever personally date anyone who's transgender?
Yeah, I wouldn't not at all. Like I'm quite an open person when it comes to my sexuality and who I love. I think love is love at the end of the day, so I wouldn't be opposed to it, no.
What is your opinion on the discrimination that LGBTQ plus people face?
Well, it gets me angry personally because I am part of that community, so obviously I just wish that people could kind of understand and not be as ignorant as they are, and obviously to spread awareness, but I do think it's something that we have to just fight together.
Hello.
Hiya.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think everybody should be who they want to be, and people should just let them be that. Just
Absolutely.
yeah,
Everyone
be who you want to be that makes you happy.
with people.
But
That's
we're all
key
the
thing.
same.
We're
We
all the
can't-
same. Under the skin, we're all the
Yeah.
same.
What is your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people face?
I'm horrified by it.
I am horrified by it.
Yeah, I get you as well.
Yeah, certainly. I was married to a male to female postdoc transgendered lady.
Ah, that's lovely.
Yeah, and she found it very difficult because she came out and did the full operation later in life at a time when it wasn't as well accepted. But now I think attitudes are changing, but there's still, it's like the gay issue. I think there's still a lot of change to be made.
Oh, thank you for that.
No worries.
Thank you. What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think they should be able to live the same as anyone else would. I don't understand why anyone would treat anyone different.
That's lovely. What is your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people face?
I think it's so daft. I don't understand why anyone should be treated different.
And lastly, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's nice. What's your opinion on transgender people?
I think, be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. I really don't care in terms of just be who you want to be.
Would you
as
ever?
long as you're happy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Would you ever date someone who's transgender?
I wouldn't because I'm married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, what's your opinion on the discrimination transgender people go through?
I think there's a bit of misunderstanding. I think it's about education. I think it's about understanding what goes on for people. I've got friends that are transgender and I would support them. Be who you want to be. At the end of the day, be who you want to be. That's the key thing. Just do what you need to do. Because life is just too short.
Tiny bit louder.
Hi!
Perfect. What is your opinions on transgender people?
I don't think we really have any. They're just like any people. So as anyone else.
What about, do you have any opinions on the discrimination that transgender people face?
If they do face any, it's not fair. It's nasty.
And lastly, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
I mean, I'm in a long-term relationship, so it's hard to answer. My boyfriend might watch the video.
Okay, what if your boyfriend one day told you that he was a transgender man?
I'd carry on. Yeah, there's still people. Like, we're all humans, just because we identify as something doesn't really mean that much. It's who you are as a person. So.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Hello.
Hi.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think there should be more awareness about the hate that they get from it. It's their choice on who they want to be. And I feel like people, especially with pronouns, should be a bit more aware. It's not fair. Like, I've got a friend that's transgender and they go by they, them. And so many people just go she, and You know, it's not that hard to
I know,
just
it's
maybe ask
awful,
the
isn't it?
question. You don't always have to. I mean, you know, it's fine to maybe get it wrong, but if someone actually does tell you their pronouns and you still carry on, it's not right.
That is so true, because like I was like working like volunteer work recently, and they kept misgendering me even after I'd told them. And you know what they said to me?
What?
Maybe if you put some makeup on and dressed up a bit more, it might not confuse people as much.
That's disgusting.
I quit anyway.
I'm so glad for that.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry you have to go through that because that's disgusting.
Thank you. That's why I do these videos, try and like,
course.
you know, raise awareness. I think a lot of it comes from lack of education.
Yeah, it does. But then sometimes it just comes from people being a bit ignorant and rude.
Yeah. What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think it's okay. I think like if it's what you feel is you, if it is you, I feel like you've got the right to be yourself and be whatever you want and be whatever you are. So if you're happy, then I'm happy. It's not affecting me as much as people act like it is.
That's lovely. Last question. Would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't see it as a problem.
Hello.
Hi, I'm James. Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm Cyrus.
Nice.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
Everybody can do what they want.
Yeah?
Yeah. Life's short.
Would you ever Would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Depends how pretty they were. Sorry, that's really shallow, but it does depend how pretty they were. It's very, very shallow, but shallow.
And what is your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people face?
It's a bit shitty, isn't it? You know, people should just live their own life. You know?
Hey guys. What is your opinions on transgender people?
They're people just like everyone else. They serve the same rights.
Yeah, they're people. No difference between us and them.
Would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Sure.
And what's your opinion on the prejudice that trans people face?
It's awful.
I would like to swear, but I'm probably not allowed to on the video.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you guys. What is your opinion on transgender people?
They're amazing. Everyone I've ever met, look, we are who we are, and I can't wait for the world to be a place where we just are who we are.
What's your opinion on the discrimination trans people face?
Ooh, I feel like it goes deep into a lot of things in the world, and it just doesn't fucking have to. I can't wait for the world where we live in, where it doesn't, people are like, oh, I'm gay or I'm trans or whatever, and like we just, you know,
Yeah.
that's the world I want to live in.
Me too. And lastly, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Yeah, I don't see why not. You feel what you feel. The heart wants what the heart wants.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Would you girls ever date somebody who is transgender?
Yeah, I think it depends. If you like just meet someone and get on with them, then yeah.
I think if they were fully transitionable, if they weren't, I don't know, if they weren't fully.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I
I've never
would.
thought about
I just
it.
date whoever I get on
It depends on the
with.
personality for me. Like I'm not bothered about the physical.
Yeah, I agree.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
Anyone can be anything they want to be. If you don't want to sit with the traditional spaces that we've kind of projected upon our kids, then you should do what you want to do. I've got kids in primary school and secondary school, and it's essential that they're made to feel as looked after and supported as they can be.
What is your opinion on the discrimination that people like transgender people face?
Yeah, it's like all discrimination. I think a lot of the time it comes down to people being scared and frightened and not sure what's going on in the world and not sure where their place is and threatened by things that they don't understand. And you should be, it's about learning, always about listening and observing and learning, and it's about people being able to be what they want to be, and we've got to support it.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
I think it's absolutely fine. Like, there's no issues. It's normal. Yeah, I completely agree with that. There's no difference. There's no problem whatsoever.
What is your opinion on the prejudice that trans people go through?
That is so stupid and it's so unnecessary. There's no point in it at all.
And lastly, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Yes, probably, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, that's lovely. That. What is your opinion on transgender people?
We live somewhere where we all it's equal opportunities, so everybody should be able to love and be whatever they want to be, whatever grows inside you, and whatever you feel. That's who you are. Yeah.
What is your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people face?
I think people just need to grow up and get with the times. I think each to their own. As long as everybody's being loving and loving who they want to love, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
Well, it's people, aren't they? Like, you know, it's fine.
What about, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Yeah, if they're nice.
And lastly, what is your opinion on the discrimination that transgender people face?
Well, I don't know a lot about that because I'm not a trans person myself, but I assume it's probably not very nice. As is any discrimination.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
Same as my opinion, anyone. Like, everyone's a person, everyone deserves a chance. Transgender, the term doesn't mean anything when it comes to a person. Your entire personality, everything you feel, the way you act. It's like anyone. You meet anyone, they can be good, they can be bad. Their sexual preference, their gender means nothing about that.
They're just a person.
They're just a person.
Thank you. No. Hello.
Hello.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
In what sense?
In the sense of, does it offend you?
Not in any way, no.
What about the prejudice that transgender people face?
I can't really kind of relate to it because I've not experienced it. So, but I'm of the opinion that everyone should be treated equally, and as long as you're not hurting anyone else, then yeah.
Thank you. What is your opinion on transgender people?
It must be quite difficult when you grow up and you're born as a female or a male and you don't feel like you are that gender and you want to change it. I am a Christian, so I believe that God made us a certain way, has a plan for us. So that's what I believe, but I know that not everybody shares that belief. I think that we all need kind of love and understanding and positivity in the world. If you're a transgender person, you try and go the way that you know to go.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
You can be wherever you want, really. It's up to you. It's whatever you feel like.
What about you?
Same as anyone else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the prejudice that transgender people are subjected to?
Well, now it's just getting a bit old because people just keep shouting at them. A lot of people getting killed and all that, aren't they?
It needs to be seen the same as like racism and stuff like that.
What is your opinion on transgender people?
Transgender people should be as included as possible, and my opinion, I don't know, I don't really have an opinion on it. It's just that I just see them as anybody else, that, you know.
What about, would you ever date someone who's transgender?
Yeah, I would.
And lastly, what is your opinion on the discrimination that transgender people face?
So I don't think cis people know enough about what is misgendering. I think people need to be educated more on what is right and wrong with it. It's more knowing, like, kind of understanding what's right and what's wrong. I think there's a lot of stuff that needs to be more out there on like what's acceptable and what's not. But if I don't know what I'm meant to be saying and I don't know what's right and what's wrong, then I can't get it right.
What is your opinions, guys, on transgender people?
I think I'm lovely, so...
Pardon?
I think I'm lovely.
Are you transgender?
I'm on the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've got my laser therapy tomorrow.
So. Oh, I've had that. Is it like electrolysis you're having?
No, just laser.
Oh, I've had a like electrolysis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've not had
that. It's really effective. What is your experience being transgender? Have you had any negative experiences?
Yeah. I take the opportunity when I go out to express myself. But I had a job recently that I lost, and so
sorry.
I would go into work wearing my uniform, and then I went into that job in how I dress when I'm not at work, and then the day after I got a call sorry, you can't work here
That's
anymore.
disgusting. I'm really sorry that happened to you.
What?
I'm really sorry.
But I think, other than that, I think, in my opinion, the people that care for you more, and the people that don't care for you less.
Yeah.
So.
If you enjoyed this video, guys, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, please follow me on my socials, they are on screen now. Be safe, guys, and be kind. Bye.
Also guys, I am doing post notification shout outs, so subscribe, click that bell and comment down below that you've got your notifications on and you may get shouted out in a video.